Hi everybody. Hi everybody, and welcome to this webinar about optimizing infrastructure costs for SaaS companies. I'm Lucas. I'm product marketing manager at Scaleway, and today I'm gonna pitch this webinar with Damien, who's solutions architect at Scaleway as well. We're just gonna wait a few minutes to start, just to let some time for people to come and join us. We're just gonna wait 2 more minutes before we start. Okay, let's start. Welcome to the newcomers to that webinar. So today we're gonna talk about how you can optimize cost, your infrastructure cost as a SaaS company. So just before we dive into that topic, just a quick intro for the newcomer. I'm Lucas, I'm product marketing manager at Scaleway, and today I'm gonna talk to you about that topic with Damien, who's solutions architect. So before we jump in that topic, just a quick intro for those who don't know Scaleway, and maybe a reminder for those who knows us, because a lot of things happens at Scaleway over the last few months, lots of exciting things. So Scaleway is a cloud service provider. We offer a wide range of cloud services for SaaS companies and different kinds of companies as well. We work with e-commerce companies, public sector. We work with many different industries, and within the SaaS industry, we work with actors such as Deagle, Greener, or State. So our mission at Scaleway is to ensure that as a SaaS company, you can host your infrastructure with us and make sure your experience is perfectly fluid, regardless of your user load, meaning you can easily scale with us your activity and grow peacefully. So we at Scaleway offer three different kinds of products. The first portfolio of products is about public cloud products. So we have a wide range of different services such as serverless, containers, storage, managed services. We have also a wide range of compute and instances. And we also offer managed databases and security and identity products. So basically, everything you need as a SaaS company to start quickly your business and then scale with us. We also offer a wide range of bare metal products, such as dedicated servers with our Dedibox products, and also elastic metal, uh, where we have a wide range of dedicated servers directly hosted in the cloud. And then we also offer M1 and M2 processors and GPUs for those who are interested in running the ecosystem with Apple. And last but not least, so I'm pretty sure everybody's heard about like the AI revolution that is happening at the moment. And at Skyway, we really decide to invest a lot on that topic because there's many companies that requires cloud products for AI, such as for model development and training, or data engineering or analysis, or model serving. So for instance, we offer different kind of storage such as block storage, object storage, or managed databases. And we also have a wide range of GPUs. And also we have a supercomputer that you can use for model training and inference. So today we're gonna focus more about how you can optimize your infrastructure as a SaaS company. And so before we dive in and list a different kind of optimization you can do on your infrastructure to optimize costs. Just a quick reminder about why that topic is absolutely key today. So as you know, 2 years ago, the SaaS industry reached an all-time high right after the COVID crisis. Investments were like skyrocketing. I'm pretty sure you've seen market shares reach all-time highs in the US for SaaS companies such as Asana, Salesforce, DocuSign, many companies that like had their valuation reaching all-time high. And then that period just was followed by a huge decrease, which can be considered as like the end of a short-term bubble on the SaaS industry that happened. And we saw like companies such as Asana again losing like roughly 87% of their market valuation. And what's very interesting as well, and more interesting for you, I think, is that that phenomenon has also happened with early stage startups and late stage startups. So you can see on these two charts that after like reaching an all-time high in 2022, investment has like decreased a lot in 2023. And now from the analysis we did early this year, we realized that it's more steady now. It's like we have more reached like a new normal within the SaaS industry where like investments are like less important, but there's also many new things happening and new expectations from investors. So basically, in a nutshell, the growth at any cost era that used to be the normal in the SaaS industry, I think we can assume that period has ended at least for now, and that now SaaS companies providers, you, are need to show their ability to generate profits and being able to manage very precisely their costs, especially regarding their infrastructure. Especially regarding their infrastructure, because as you know probably, infrastructure costs has increased quite significantly over the last few years due to energy costs also increasing, because there's a direct relation between energy costs and infrastructure costs. And also, as I said, like now funding is hard to secure. Capitals get tougher to get, which means that investing money wisely within your infrastructure is more important than ever. So before we talk about like how you can optimize your infrastructure, I think like it all starts about choosing the right infrastructure and being able to adapt it along your SaaS journey. So just as a reminder, the development of the cloud industry and resources is basically what enabled the SaaS industry to become so predominant in the world. Because in the past, SaaS companies has had to manage things like on-premises, which means that they were like had to manage like scaling by themselves, do all the maintenance, security. It wasn't very flexible because, well, on-premise infrastructure require way more manual management, and also reliability would be harder to reach because you would have building a reliable ecosystem will take way more time. And also, like, because many SaaS companies actually use cloud, well, basically they only spend for what they use, contrary of an on-premise infrastructure. They can scale very easily. We're gonna talk about that later, about serverless and especially Kubernetes that are like very powerful to scale automatically. You don't have to manage the maintenance because, well, we manage it, so you don't have to. And also that also is the case for security. So as a SaaS company, it's all about choosing the right infrastructure at the right stage. So basically, if you are very early SaaS, pre-product market fit, pre-seed, we would definitely advise to rely more on managed services because what truly matters now at that stage is validate and assess your market fit. Meaning that it's all about focusing on building a business, building a product, and assessing how appealing it is to your users and what's the business potential instead of building an infrastructure that is extremely optimized for costs. And that's why we offer managed services, because using these managed services, you can focus on building your business and your products and not manage the infrastructure itself. But then if you reach market fit and you get a lot of traction, good for you. Well, you might need to optimize your costs. And for that, during the growth phase or even the profitability phase, you might want to use more PaaS and IaaS products because basically the less system are managed, the less expensive they are. And the more control you have over it and the more optimizable they are. And you can optimize them by yourself.
Yes, as Lucas said, depending on whether you are at the beginning on your journey or maybe your technical abilities or something else, you will have to choose between several approaches regarding the base of your architecture. Currently, we have three kind of approaches. You can go with pass approaches like a serverless or maybe Kubernetes based approach, or maybe if you have enough workforce going to instance and IaaS based approach. Using a serverless approach, things are quite simple. You let the cloud service provider deploy the resources for you regarding with a pay-as-you-go model. The infrastructure and your component will be able to scale regarding your demand and your peaks, and you will be able also to quickly deploy your application. So serverless could be really helpful at the beginning of your journey, at the beginning of your product, when you are trying to show what could have been done and which kind of use case you will be able to implement as fast as possible. Then you have maybe the Kubernetes approach that is indeed more complicated, but at the end, it will offer to you scalability, the same cost efficiency, because under the hood, Kubernetes is able to scale in, scale out, scale up, and scale down regarding the resource you are using, and it will also provide you with maybe additional security features than you have using serverless. For example, most of serverless resources you will find on a cloud service provider are internet facing. Using Kubernetes, you will have at the price or more complexity, more security, because your pod will be behind a load balancer, for example, and you will be able to manage more stuff regarding security. But at the end of the day, it's something more complex than using serverless, and that requires most of more skills. Now, if you are talking about how you can optimize your resource and your performance regarding the cost, the first step for me is to talk about monitoring. Okay, first, monitoring is all about monitoring your consumption. Okay, so you will have to leverage the feature that your cloud service provider, whatever it is, provide you to effectively monitoring your cost. At Scaleway, we have three kind of feature to do that. We have first the cost calculator that help you to estimate the cost of a resource when you are before you deploy it. Okay, we have the current consumption dashboard that provide you with a day-to-day billing regarding your infrastructure on the months. And finally, you can also put a billing alert that can react on a threshold to send you alerts through SMS, email, or API if you want to tell you that okay, you are beyond this threshold, and you need to do or to take an action. Then we have the monitoring of your infrastructure. Okay, so again, it is the same principle that than the one of regarding the billing. You will have to monitor your resources, and the idea here is to be able to know that your architecture is oversized or maybe undersized. Okay, if your architecture is oversized, your customer will be happy because they won't have any performance regarding the infrastructure, but you will pay much more than you could have paid for. And if your architecture is undersized, you will pay less, but your customer will complain. So the idea is to constantly monitor your resources to know that, okay, I need more instance, for example. I need to adapt the bandwidth of my load balancer. I need to maybe adapt, I don't know, the scalability of my serverless function to be able to react to my customers' needs. Okay, at Scaleway we have a solution that you may know, which is observability, that could help you to implement this monitoring. Then regarding, you can also optimize your architecture. First, to do that, you will have to think about your business model, because for me, the beginning of what you are trying is your business model, and particularly we are talking about SaaS application, particularly your business model regarding multi-tenancies. Because as a solution architect at Scaleway, I have discussed with a lot of startup or SaaS provider that are hosted at Scaleway, and most of the time their first reflex is to think about, okay, my first approach will be to have different tenant for all my customer. Okay, so they don't think about mutualization. They don't think about the fact that maybe some customer, the smaller one, could go on the same infrastructure, and then maybe the bigger one with strong security requirement maybe could go on could go on segregated instances, for example. So you will have to think about it at the right stage of your business. Then also, if we are talking about technically, you will have to adapt your stack. For example, think about use case. Okay, I need to implement something, I don't know, something regarding the data of or time management. I should think about time series database instead of trying to do some stuff in a relational database because I used to. No, adapt your use case to your technical adapt your architecture to your technical use case. For example, if you need to do some social media or some networking, maybe you should go with graph database. Okay, the same goes for the instances. If you have, for example, a use case that require high memory, maybe you should go with instance that require high memory. It's pretty simple, pretty convenient, but at the end of the day, people don't think like that. Also, stop guessing your needs. Try to measure it and to adjust it by doing some load and performance testing. We have a lot of tooling that could help you to do that. For example, all people like me could think about JMeter. Today we have Gatling, Neoload, K6 that would help you doing that kind of stuff. You could also integrate your architecture with observability alerts and to trigger some update regarding your infrastructure code. And finally, think about automating your architecture using Terraform, Ansible, or your CSP SDK. Also, I recommend you to adopt a serverless approach, particularly when you are unable to predict the execution and the loads of your resources. In particular, for asynchronous processing, for event-based processing, or periodic jobs, serverless could help you to just react on the event and not to pre-provision an instance that will be running all the months long, not to execute the job once. Okay. If you are talking about data, because data is one of the biggest part regarding SaaS solution. The principle is the same as the one we talk about with architecture. You should adapt your data storage with the use case. For example, think about latency. Think about the access, the fact that you want some read-write many, read-write hunts, the fact that you want some kind of IOPS to select the right storage type. For example, at Scaleway, we have today two different storage and one that is currently building object storage that are extra compliant storage, read-write many, object-oriented, and source agnostic. Okay, so this is three features you could have in mind if you plan to choose a storage. Block storage, which is read-write once, could only be attached to an instance and provide you with low latency as it is attached to the instance. And in the future, we plan to have file storage, which will be read-write many and will be also attached to an instance. Okay. Also, you could leverage the different class of your object storage or your S3 compliant storage to reduce your cost. For example, you could use the multi-AZ for object on which you need a lot of resiliency. You could move to the one zone EA for example, for object that doesn't need this kind of level of resiliency, and move to Glacier to archive your data, for example. Okay, so again, align your storage with your use cases. And to end this part, I would like to describe a very, very simple use case. You will find that you will think that it's simple, but the idea is to demonstrate how we could use a high level architecture to reduce the cost. Here, the example is very simple. We have a SaaS e-commerce company. At the beginning, we go with something with a multi-tenancy per customer. So we have a customer A, B, and C, which have the same component, and we estimate that each customer and pay the same thing, and the infrastructure costs the same stuff. Okay, we just try to apply the multi-tenancy model and mutualize some stuff to reduce the cost. Okay, so for example, in our use case, the customer C is not willing to segregate it, to share its data with other customer because, for example, he has a strong requirement in terms of security, for example. So he wants it to have its own server, its own database. Okay, but it's not the way the customer A and B thinks. So we decided to apply multi-tenancy and platformization feature and platformization principle. So we are able, doing that, to reduce the price of our infrastructure, and maybe the customer C will accept to pay more for its infrastructure because he subscribed to the segregated model one. Okay. Then, if we deep dive in the architecture itself, we could leverage the serverless, for example, for the event-based behavior, like for example shipping. We don't ship until something have been bought on our platform. Okay, so we can integrate a serverless approach using serverless fast, for example, or serverless DB to manage shipping, and by that we could go with lower instance and also lower database. Okay, we could also use the right storage for the right type of data, for example, by putting our invoice within an object storage. Okay. We monitor our resources to be able to scale in, scale out regarding the usage of our platform, and we add the automation at the bottom with Terraform and Simple and our CLI. This is an example of how you can use an hybrid architecture to, at the end, reduce your infrastructure cost. So to conclude about the optimization of the cost, for me, the first thing is to think about your business model. Okay, because how you are trying to provide your service, which kind of component you will be able to mutualize, and also how your customer will use your platform. This is the first step, your business step. Okay, then you will have to choose the right model of computing regarding not for all the life of your platform, but regarding the step you are at your business. For example, if you are at the beginning, as I said before, maybe go with serverless, and maybe you could, as you handle your component, as you know your business, you could go to more a IaaS oriented architecture. Okay, so nothing is written. The architecture is constantly evolving. Okay, and maybe for me the most important thing is to monitor your resources. Okay, monitor to be able, it's quite obvious, but monitor to be able to know that your you are paying too much, to know that maybe with to know that you are paying too much, to put some billing alert, to be notified with that something is going wrong, okay, and also monitor your resources technically to have the right architecture and the right resources regarding your usage. Okay, it doesn't mean to be oversized because you want to be comfortable with that. No, it's really to have to pay the right price for what your customer are using. And to do that at Scaleway, again, you can use our observability platform, on which we will provide you with a lot of convenient metrics that could help you to do that. And to end this presentation, just to tell you that we have a dedicated page for our SaaS solution, so you can look at it and check how Scaleway manage SaaS and how Scaleway manage SaaS product. How Scaleway manage SaaS product in your platform, and also you could take contact with Edouard, which is our account executive managing our pod SaaS. Thank you. If you have some question, we will look at the chat. I think we have already two. Okay, we have one question. Can the cost API provide us with more permission and option? For example, currently, we can only retrieve the current cost through the API, but we cannot access historical data. Okay. We are talking about the option regarding that. Yuling, I know that we have a roadmap. We are currently improving the way things are provided regarding the billing API. I don't have the answer regarding the historical data, so I will check the roadmap and I will provide the answer to you directly. I see that you have written something. Okay, thank you. I will check it and I will provide it. I will take your email and I will provide it to you directly. Okay. We can wait if you have 1 or 2 questions, 1 or 2 minutes to get some question, a technical question, product-oriented question, if you want. Okay.
Bernard, I think we have one more question from Romain.
Okay.
How can we create the debug servers through Scaleway console?
Okay. Today we can't. We know that the direction that have been taken in the past was to completely segregate the two products. Today, the idea is we have 2 different consoles, and we plan to integrate the Dedibox console and Dedibox feature within the Scaleway console, but it takes time because these are 2 different products with 2 different kind of API. And from the moment, if you plan to use Dedibox, you will have to go with the Dedibox console. But it is planned to have something more linked. But we also have elastic metal within the Scaleway console. Maybe it could fit with what you are needing, with what you need. I hope. Yes, Romain. Yes. As I said at the beginning, we implemented them at two different products. We have it in mind. We have already integrated web hosting, and it is in the roadmap. But we have a lot of work on that. Okay. I think we can stop it here as we don't have more questions. Thank you all for attending. Thank you, Lucas. And
Thank you, Daniel.
have
Thank
a
you
nice
all.
day.
Have a nice day.